guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we know now that the Kid Goku banner is going to be releasing tomorrow or tonight, I guess, depending on which time zone you're in. It's going to come out at 6:30 AM UK time. So at the time that this video goes up, the banner is going to be out in 8.5 hours if you are watching it exactly when it goes up. So obviously in game it will give the local time once we get the actual celebration info in the news, which should be at reset, which is 2 hours after this video goes up. So if you're confused over the time zones or anything at any point, remember that now, of course, on global, thanks to the update a little while ago, it will show you these things in the news in your local time. So it's 6:30 AM for me. Usually that means 10:30 PM PST and 1:30 AM EST. I will be live streaming my summons, so do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click that bell button to know when I go live, or you can follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. I always post on my social medias when I'm going to go live. So I will be summoning for him, but of course, for the purpose of the video, we're going to talk about whether or not he is worth summoning for you guys out there. We're going to talk about the unit very briefly, as well as the banner. I did put out a Rainbow level 10 links showcase for him yesterday from my JP account, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. Obviously that is him Rainbow level 10 links, so if you're planning to go in and maybe try and snag one copy and then stop, obviously he's not going to be quite at that level, but of course once I have pulled mine, I will do a 55% showcase, so that will be coming up basically the same day the banner comes out. So Kid Goku is a very, very good unit. A lot of people still consider him to be one of, if not the best TURs currently. I think most people argue between him and the Gammas when it comes to the best TURs. Now, the thing is, it's not necessarily his leader skill that people rate him super highly. He does have Dragon Ball Saga, Youth, or Exploding Rage, 3 key 170. And then 30% for Dragon Ball Seekers or Bond of Friendship. So his leader skill covers basically all of the Dragon Ball Saga characters, because pretty much all of them are in either Dragon Ball Seekers or Bond of Friendship. And then of course, being a youth leader, especially with the Bond of Friendship, he covers a lot of the Trunks and Gotens as well. I think most of them actually. So his 200% does have some decent units on it, but I think that's not really the main reason why he will see a lot of play and give a lot of value. So he doesn't raise defense on any of his super attack effects. He does have 2 unit supers, both of which have the same effect, which is to change his greatly raises attack to massively raise attack, and then he also lowers attack, which he does not do without the unit super. Now, on the team, on his particular team, it's going to be very easy to get his unit super, because the first one, you just need a Yamcha, Roshi, Oolong, or the different versions of Bulma, Youth, or Bunny. And then the other one is for Hachan, who is his side banner unit. So if you're running his team, it's going to be very easy to get his unit super, right? There's a free-to-play Yamcha that comes out with the story event. The barbershop leads should be getting updated soon. We had the thing in the news about that recently, and of course the STR one is Master Roshi. So there's a lot of units that you can bring, especially under his lead. Like, it's going to be very, very easy to be able to get his unit super attack. But the reason why this unit is so good, so when we take a look at his passive, so he gets attack and defense 159%, then he gets an extra 59% to both when performing a super. These on super buffs are always really good because they take into account the support, if there is any on the rotation. He does provide support, DB Saga or Youth, 2 key and 50% attack and defense, so obviously on his own team, very, very good. And then he changes key spheres, 1 random type, into Rainbow, and then you get 20% attack and defense per key sphere obtained, so he is essentially a nuking unit. He gets a chance to perform a crit 7% and reduces damage received by 7% per Rainbow key sphere obtained. And then he gets an additional 59% defense with 3 or more orbs. He gets an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super with 5 or more orbs. And then he gives allies crit chance and damage reduction of 8% with 7 or more orbs. So when you add all of these things together, he's got a pretty decent start of turn defense. He gets 59% when performing a super. He gets an extra 59% if you picked up 3 orbs. And then with the rainbow orbs that he creates himself, not only does he get 7% damage reduction with each of those, he's also getting 20% attack and defense per orb in total. And then if you get 7 orbs, he's putting another 8% damage reduction on top of that. So if you pick up, say, for example, 3 rainbow orbs, he's getting 29% damage reduction, as well as getting all of this extra buff from the orbs collected in total and the on super buff. So this unit is very, very good. You can run him as a 3rd slot floating unit on any of the teams that he's on. And he's on teams, because he's a Goku, he's on teams like Pure Saiyans, he's on movie heroes, obviously Goku Family, Kamehameha, Exploding Rage, Bond of Friendship, Bond of Parent and Child is obviously a big one. He's on a lot of very, very good teams. He's also a very good link partner for LR Ultimate Gohan, who I did use in that showcase video yesterday as well. So the unit is very, very good. And his side banner unit is this Hachan, super good defensive unit. I'm not going to go through his kit in full detail here, but he gets a lot of damage reduction. He's a lot better if he's with a Kid Goku. I would say to the point where you just don't run him if you're not running a Kid Goku, basically. And then from turn 5 onwards, he gets even more damage reduction. So he's just a super, super good tank for Goku's team, and provides, obviously, Goku's unit super attack as well. So if you want to read the passive in full, feel free to pause it and check it out. But obviously I will do, if we pull him from the banner as well, because I want to try and pull a Goku and a copy of this guy, but I don't really want to chase dupes. So if I pull the Goku super early and I don't pull this guy after like a few extra multis, maybe I will leave it and see what happens in the future. But he definitely is very, very good. Now the problem is, when it comes to these kind of things, is we have to look at the banner. And this is where things start to get very dicey, because this is that time of year now where JP gets the anniversary, we get to see how ridiculously good the anniversary units are, and then it basically brings into question, from now until the anniversary arrives on Global, is there actually anything that you should be summoning on that will compare to those units? Because whilst this Goku is super good, and arguably, again, considerably the best TUR potentially, he's not as good as the 2 anniversary LRs. So it kind of comes down to the main sort of thing we always talk about in these summon or skip videos. If you are free to play, or you don't spend a lot of money on the game, your main focus should be saving for the anniversary, so you can go all in for those LRs. Because not only are they probably the 2 best units in the game, you could probably still argue that Piccolo could be in contention with them, but they're still on that very top tier regardless. So you want to be saving up your stones for that, because not only do we get 3+1 multis, but Global also gets extra free tickets during the anniversary. So you really want to be able to go all in on those banners. And those banners are really, really good. When we look at this banner, the way it was on JP, yeah, we've got the 2 new units that are very good. Then we've got Raditz, the worst Dokkan Fest of 2022, potentially even worse than a lot of the 2021 Dokkan Fests. Then we've got Bojack, who unfortunately is a little bit outdated now. He was pretty damn good when he came out. Videl, when she came out on her own team, was considered to be very, very good, but she just dropped off a cliff immediately because they didn't give her really any support. No other units have come out that are like super big buffs for her, like links wise, or even really for her team. So she's kind of in the mud right now. Physical Beerus, very old, basically unusable in the current meta. Should be hopefully getting an easy A, not too long in the future, but until he does, basically useless. And then Turles is probably, arguably Turles is the best unit on the banner after the 2 new ones, because he already has his easy A. Now the hardest content in the game, where you fight all extreme enemies, he's not as useful because he's not providing the defensive support. But as soon as we start getting more events with super class enemies, I think he's still going to be quite useful. So the banner is absolute trash. There's no real way of slicing it, right? The banner is terrible. So the only reason you summon on this banner is because you really want Kid Goku, and you want to take the risk with a banner that is looking this dicey. So this is, unfortunately, as good as Kid Goku is, if the banner stays exactly like this, I just can't, like, for most people this banner is just a skip. I can't encourage summoning on this banner, because as good as Kid Goku is, a lot of people are going to summon for him, and we often have this issue with the less hype characters, or where the banners are not good, or where everyone on Global is about to something like, you know, it's going to be the anniversary soon. Especially we see this with like the Dokkan Fest that releases right before the anniversary, right? Sometimes the reason it can be a problem is if everybody skips the banner, the few people that do summon, it then becomes really difficult to find other copies of them on the friends list so you can run their team. But I would say in this instance that's not actually really that much of an issue, because as I've already said, whilst his team is actually pretty good, most likely you're going to be running him on your other teams that you already have. So even if you're like somehow the only person on Global that pulls him, it doesn't matter, because you're not really going to be running him as a leader, right? You're going to be running him on your other teams. So if you do want to go for him, I know there are people that have been waiting quite a while. Someone in my comment section on the showcase I did yesterday said they've got about 2,500 stones saved. They have literally been saving for this guy, because he is very, very good. I'm definitely hoping I can pull a copy of him nice and early. But if you are free to play, or you spend very little on the game, unfortunately, I have to say this is pretty much a skip. Now, the banner may change. Obviously, best case scenario is to remove either Beerus, Videl, or Bojack. As much as we meme about Raditz, like, he is at least one of the newer units. I'm not sure if he's actually returned yet on Global. So obviously some people might not have him, some people might have him with no dupes. I mean, for me personally, I got... Of course I did, right? Because this happens to me all the time with characters that I don't actually really want. I got super lucky on his banner, so mine has 2 dupes. So I can still technically use 2 extra copies of him, but I don't really ever use him. But as the newer unit that has not returned yet, I very much can't imagine that he's going to be cut from the banner. So it's going to be a case of Bojack, Videl, or Beerus potentially being replaced. Imagine if they replaced Turles, the best unit out of those 5. But hopefully one of those units could change into being something else. And obviously Global, they do this a lot now anyway, but I think they're aware, right, that Global players know the JP anniversary is going on and how hype the anniversary units are. So they know that people are already going to be getting into that mindset of like skipping everything to save for the anniversary. So I wouldn't be surprised if this banner not only has like a Pilaf ticket pack, because we've been seeing that pretty consistently with all the banners recently, but I wouldn't be surprised if this has like discounted steps, potentially even the ones where the final step is guaranteed featured. I feel like they're going to pull out all the stops to try and get people to actually summon on this banner, because even just changing the lineup slightly I don't think is going to make a huge amount of difference. Like, who could they put on here that would make it worth it for Global to summon? The Gammas maybe, I guess, because we know they're going to come back on the anniversary, but that's like 6 months away for Global. Imagine if they replaced Videl and Beerus with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Then the banner would have a lot more value, even though it would probably still be a skip for most people, but then at least it would have some value. But I mean, who else is going to be on there, right, that would actually add, like, this is now a must summon banner? Probably not any units that have come out recently. So unfortunately, as good as Path to Power Kid Goku is, I think this banner is a skip for a large majority of the player base. As I always say in these videos, if you're somebody who likes to wail out a little bit, or it is a unit that you want specifically, you know, you've been waiting for ever since they were shown on JP, you're not going to not summon anymore suddenly just because I said so. But I do think that most players' focus now should be on the anniversary. And it is a shame, right, because this guy's good. We've got Bardock coming out soon, he's good. Yamcha's coming out, he's really good. We've got the STR Carnival LR Goku, and then JP, obviously Global gets the first Dokkan Fest that JP has after the anniversary. Global gets that before the anniversary. And then we also have Saiyan Day and Golden Week, which of course are unknown because they are both same time celebrations. So there is so much stuff between now and the anniversary that I feel like just going through a load of stones now is probably not the best idea. So like I said, do not be surprised if we see discounts, potentially guaranteed featured, and ticket packs. I feel like they're going to do everything they can to try and get people to drop some stones on this banner. And if they don't, if this has no discounts or anything, like, just skip it. As much as it hurts to say that, because the unit himself is really, really good, your account is going to be better off having the anniversary LRs than having a copy of Kid Goku, right? So you should be focusing on the anniversary, and unfortunately Kid Goku is going to have to wait. He hasn't returned on JP, so we don't know whose future banner he's potentially going to return on, but I think it's a safe bet to say that a lot of people are going to be skipping this one. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you one of the people that has been waiting for him and you're going to summon for him anyway? Like I said, I will be summoning. I will be live when the banner comes out, so do make sure you guys come and check out the stream. And of course I will pull a copy. Hopefully it won't take me too many stones, and then I will get a 55% showcase up that same day. So if you are still kind of on the fence, you'll be able to see how good he is without dupes. So let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.